Hi everybody, Chris, the Simple Conversations coach here. This week it's just after 10 and I've just got out of the bath. And the reason being is because I had like a eureka moment. Um, Something I wanted to share with you. I was having a conversation with a group of people yesterday. And in that conversation, the usual question came around asking, well, why do newspapers, news outlets, broadcasters um, always tell the bad things that are going on, and never the good news stories, always the bad news stories. Now, we all know that the kind of the go-to answer is, well, because it sells. And yesterday, for some reason, my ego was left at the door during this meeting. And so when I heard this question come up for the 100,000th time, rather than me jump to, oh, because it sells, my wisdom kind of said, oh, hang on a second. Why does it sell? And so when someone said, oh, because it sells, my mouth just said, why does it sell? And so the answer to that they gave, and again, it's another go-to one, is because people like to see other people fail, or people like to see the Joneses come down a peg or two. And certainly the answers given yesterday was the example, certainly in the UK, where for some reason in the UK they like to see people who are doing well suddenly have something bad happen, and it's plastered all over the news. Um, so it could be, and so one of the thoughts might be that yes, for some reason we humans have a psychopathic need to see people fail. And again, within about 5 or 10 seconds, my wisdom said, yes, but why? What's caused that? Because if you go back in history, and so I'm putting this forward as a thought experiment, and it's not anything that I know. Okay, I don't know for certain. It's just a thought experiment that I'd like you to follow along and see what you think. Okay, and let me know in the conversation. Let me know in the chat um, whether I'm way off, or whether you see what I'm pointing to here. Again, it's just thought. So my thought went like this. Yes, but what happened before news, before there was newspapers? Well, we had town criers, for example. We had religious um, buildings and religions who would tell stories um, in order to keep people in line. Um, we had town criers who obviously were paid by the, I don't know, by the hour, or by how many stories are told. So it'd be in the best interest to get the best stories, and they had learnt that the best stories are ones where people have failed, or bad news stories. Then my mind went, okay, and the wisdom said, yeah, but okay, what about before then? So again, going back to the churches, um, and any religious group in the world, whatever religion that you believe or don't believe, there was always those stories, those cautionary tales, weren't there? You look at any religious text, there are cautionary tales to help anybody avoid that situation. So my wisdom went, okay, but why? Why tell those stories? And so that's when my wisdom went back in time, way, way, way back in time. And the thinking went like this. Imagine, as a species, we're just starting to find a way in the world. Homo sapiens are starting to kind of migrate and understand the world around them. And they go out hunting, gathering, and finding shelter where they can. Okay. So imagine one day a tribe goes out to hunt mammoth. And in the group, in the tribe, is Ugg. And Ugg, during the hunt, gets caught between a rock and a mammoth. And of course, the result is that Ugg gets squished by the mammoth. All the rest of the tribe, all the other hunters see this. So they go back to the village. They've, they've obviously got the food, they've got the meat. The mammoth is caught and killed and cut up, ready so that the tribe can eat. And so around the campfire, what happens? The story is told about how Ugg got himself in a bit of a pickle and didn't come back. And that story tells everybody else in the tribe what not to do when caught in the same situation. So the next time the tribe goes out hunter gathering and they go hunting mammoth, they make sure that they're not stuck between a rock and a mammoth. They avoid that. And so they've learned. And that, fast forward through the town criers, through the newspapers, through the online, through social media, through your neighbors, through gossip columns, that is why bad news sells. Because it is a safety trigger in our DNA so that we don't fall into the same trap, so we don't get caught out. Now, invariably, half the time it doesn't work, does it? Somebody gets caught out with the same thing. Somebody falls victim to the same thing. Because clearly, Ugg wasn't the only one that got killed by a mammoth. There would have been hundreds. And again, it's just me thinking sideways. But I'm hoping you can see there then the thought. And notice as well, none of this is what I normally say, none of this I know. I don't know this is fact. But what happened was, and this is demonstrating what I've been pointing to, is the thought was there. Now, with thought, I could either say, yeah, that's okay, and let it float away. Or I could say, why is that? That's interesting. And so as soon as I concentrate on that thought, I then gave an emotion. And the emotion was, wow, this looks interesting. Let's see where this takes us. And I did all that in about 10 seconds with that story I've just told you about understanding the stepping stones back and then bang to the present. It's a thought experiment. What do you guys think? Am I on the right lines? And I'm not precious. If anyone obviously wants to call me out on any of it, more than happy, because I've not researched this. I don't know this for sure. But my wisdom is indicating it's likely. So please let me know below in the comments what your thoughts are. Even if I'm more than happy if you like, everyone puts thumbs down and then write some comment in there that completely wipes me off the face of the earth. It's fine. Please remember, though, be respectful of other people who are commenting. So yeah, if you are commenting and someone else puts something in there, just respect their views, okay, whatever they might be. And my wish for you this week is that, like me, what happened with me by accident, was that yes, you too can leave your ego at the door next week and allow your wisdom to come through and help you see the possibilities of what's really going on. Okay, so stay safe, stay well, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.